This is one of the worst cases of postpartum depression I've ever heard of. I thought this story would be fitting considering both our political climate and that it's Mental Health Awareness Month. This is the story of Dena Schlosser. This is Dena Schlosser. She lives in Plano, Texas with her 2 daughters and her husband, John. She had postpartum depression with both of her daughters. She took meds to get better, she'd went off them, and it was never a serious cause for concern. A big part of this story is that the Schlossers were incredibly devout to their church, the Water of Life Church, which is an evangelical denomination, and it's led by the ministry of this man, Doyle Davidson. He believed himself to be a prophet and was delivering instructions directly from God, and a big part of his ministry was preaching the evils of the Jezebel spirit. What's a Jezebel, you ask? A Jezebel is a female spirit who walks in witchcraft, is sent to rule and destroy men. Women have to obey their husband. A woman wasn't allowed to question her husband. A woman shouldn't have opinions or rights. If you did any of those things, you were dabbling in witchcraft. They also believed that everything could be solved with the power of prayer. Illness could be cured if you prayed hard enough, even going so far as to say that medicine borders on witchcraft. In 2003, Dena gave birth to her 3rd child, a beautiful baby girl named Margaret. Unfortunately, it sent her deep into postpartum depression. Reports say that after Margaret was born, Dena attempted to take her life and that she was exhibiting several signs of psychosis. Like, she started to believe the characters in the TV were laughing at her. She would make animal noises like growling and hissing. One time she claimed she could hear Jesus building an ark in their neighborhood. She told her husband that she wanted to give Margaret to Doyle Davidson. She was hospitalized at a psychiatric ward and was diagnosed with Postpartum Psychosis. She was put on meds and got a little bit better, but soon went off of them, attributing any improvement to the power of prayer and because medicine is dabbling in witchcraft. I think it goes without saying, but it's worth mentioning that her husband never took her mental health condition seriously. He refused to get her psychological help, claiming that the church forbade it. One day while reading the Bible, this quote appeared, and she claims she heard God's voice demanding a tribute. With gospel music playing in the background, Dena took a kitchen knife and proceeded to cut off both of baby Margaret's arms. She then plunged the knife into her own shoulder in an attempt to cut her own arm off. By whatever coincidence, the phone rang and it was her husband. She picked up and calmly explained what she did. John's first phone call wasn't 911, it was to Doyle Davidson. Tragically, Margaret didn't survive, and Dena was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was committed to a psychiatric facility. And unfortunately, we'll never know if things could have been different had she received more support.